Fan fiction has become a popular part of fandoms, and Twilight is no exception. The world of Twilight fanfiction has developed its own tropes for readers browsing the Twilight genre of fanfiction, with favorite Twilight characters and Twilight book installments. This video excludes the dark side of fanfiction with unsavory explicit content that bears no resemblance to the story more than the characters' names, because this is a discussion of creativity and fans. Readers and writers of Twilight have penned thousands of stories belonging to the universe of Twilight. Unfortunately, most fanfiction stories do not hold the special touch that the Twilight books possess. Most creative fanfiction does not emulate Twilight, either because the Twilight doppelgangers are basically out of character in fanfics, or Twilight haters troll the fandom to create fanfic critiques of the Twilight books. Even writers who truly enjoy the Twilight books admit that it is difficult to navigate Edward, Bella, and Jacob's motives when writing alternate scenarios in fanfiction. As Stephanie Meyer once said, most writers in fanfiction understand Bella Swan rather than Edward Cullen. However, some fanfiction stories capture the magic of Twilight, as if the writer plucked Edward and Bella from the novels. One example is the story, What Drives Her, by pen writer Virginia May. The premise involves Edward Cullen and the events following his rescue of Bella from the van. In this alternate scenario, Edward is forced to leave town after the event to avoid exposure. Some years later, Bella and Edward are reunited. Readers have hailed this particular story as one of the best portrayals of Edward and Bella's personalities and true to the Twilight lore. The reader is also offered a treat with the inclusion of Cullen characters like Alice and Jasper. The werewolves and Seth Clearwater are a significant part of the plot as well. Talented Twilight readers and writers have dabbled in the magical world of vampires and werewolves. Although most of these fanfics may not exactly fit into the Twilight universe, some stories entirely capture the heart and soul of the novels. So much so that dedicated Twilight readers consider them part of their Twilight book collection. I will link the Twilight tale in the description. This channel will occasionally recommend some of these stories, which truly depict the lore of Twilight. Happy reading!